Welcome back to the New Sentinel. We're here to peel back the layers on the stories that actually shape your world, from the high-stakes chess match of global security to the shifting sands of our financial systems. I'm A, and as always, I'm joined by B to help us navigate the noise. Today, we're looking at something that feels like it was ripped from a techno-thriller. The Federal Reserve is undergoing a regime change that hasn't been seen in 75 years.
It's a wild time to be watching the markets, isn't it? Usually, when a new Fed chair takes the reins, the old one packs their bags. But here we are, Jerome Powell is staying on, while Kevin Warsh steps into the chair seat. We have two captains on one ship, and they don't seem to be reading from the same map. It's not just a personnel change. Warsh is proposing a four-part reset that could fundamentally alter how your savings, your mortgage, and even your daily inflation metrics are calculated.
And that leads us to the big question. Is this a necessary evolution, or are we sleepwalking into a crisis? When you look at his plan to shrink the Fed's $6.7 trillion balance sheet, it sounds like he's trying to perform surgery on a live patient. What's the real-world impact for the average person listening right now?
If you're a borrower, you might want to brace yourself. Think of the economy like a balloon that's been inflated with cheap money for years. Warsh wants to let some of that air out. Critics worry this could cause the stock market to stumble while keeping borrowing costs like those 7% mortgage rates painfully high for longer. But there's a flip side. If you're a saver, those high-yield accounts are finally starting to look like a real refuge again.
It's a classic case of winners and losers. But speaking of the future of money, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. It feels like every central bank on the planet is currently racing to build a digital version of their cash. Is this just about convenience, or is there a darker undercurrent here?
That's the hot mess of the current debate. On one side, proponents argue that CBDCs could make cross-border payments cheap and instant, cutting out the middleman fees that eat into our wallets. On the other, you have vocal critics from political figures to privacy advocates fearing a cashless society where the government has a front-row seat to every transaction you make.
It's the ultimate trade-off, right? Privacy versus efficiency. If a government can track every stick of gum you buy, does the convenience of a digital wallet outweigh the loss of financial anonymity?
Exactly. And that's where the democratic design of these systems becomes critical. If implemented with strict safeguards, a CBDC could be as private as physical cash. But if it's designed with an authoritarian tilt, it could become a tool for social control. Think of money that expires or can only be spent on approved items. We're at a crossroads where the technology is neutral, but the implementation will define our civil liberties for the next century.
It really makes you rethink the utility of money. Whether it's the Fed's policy shifts or the rise of digital currencies, it's clear the foundation of our financial life is being rebuilt in real time. Before we wrap up, we want to hear from you. Do you see the shift toward digital money as the next logical step in our evolution, or are you holding on to your physical cash for dear life? Let us know in the comments.
And if you're finding these deep dives into the mechanics of our world helpful, remember that the New Sentinel is your home for exactly this kind of analysis. We don't just skim the headlines. We look at the strategic, the political, and the personal impacts of the biggest stories today. Whether you're a pop culture junkie or a student of global economics, there's a seat at the table for you.
Absolutely. We rely on your support to keep this level of research and storytelling going. If you enjoy our work, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. It helps us reach more curious minds. And for the businesses listening, we offer a unique platform to connect with an engaged, intellectual audience that values deep, objective analysis. Reach out to partner with us and be part of the conversation.
We'll be back next week to break down another complex topic, so stay tuned, stay informed, and most importantly, keep questioning the narrative. Until next time.